In the last part of this 4-part mini-series, spending a week exploring the Faroe Islands, we travel to the northern end of Streymoy Island and the enchanting remote village of Saksun, with its jaw-dropping lagoon, a stunning waterfall and charming Faroese buildings. We'll spend a night in this cosy turf-roofed house and take our second boat trip of the week on an impressive coastal route along the sea cliffs, some of which are 600 metres high. The boat passes through narrow sounds and into deep gorges for spectacular views, and we can get up close with the wild birds. Definitely a trip you should make when visiting, so keep watching for more inspiration on what to see. At the start of day 6 of our visit, we bid a fond farewell to the gorgeous surroundings of Gjógr that we shared with you in the last episode, and take the mountain pass heading for the island of Streymoy. The weather was beginning to change and thick clouds would obscure our views as we travelled down the mountain. We learnt that there's little point in checking the weather forecast for the Faroes, as one part of the islands can be very different to another, and you're likely to travel through different weather conditions in just half an hour. We certainly did on our drive to Saksun. Our route from Gjógr takes us over a bridge that spans the two islands. This is a free route rather than using the very expensive Eysturoy tunnel at 260 Danish kroner one way. This time it was convenient to avoid this toll tunnel. The road to Saksun was a memorable 10-kilometre drive, reminding us of the Yorkshire Dales or our drive through the stunning Scottish Highlands at Glencoe, another road trip video you should check out. The road comes to a natural end and a small free car parking area. Ahead of us are the splendid mountains that encircle the tiny hillside village, with the wonderful tidal lagoon below. Once a perfect natural harbour, a large storm filled it in with sand, so I don't think it's possible to sail in and out here now. At low tide, visitors can take a walk along the sandy shore of the lagoon around the headland, but we had read the local landowners don't really like the tourists exploring on this private land and charge as much as 500 Danish kroner per person to do so. The village church was built in 1858, but not open to look inside. Like many other churches we've seen on our visit, they appear to be locked when not in use, probably to keep the nosy tourists out. There is a small historic museum inside a few of the turf-roofed buildings, some of which are used for drying mutton, which I believe they sell on site. We decided to just enjoy the picturesque buildings from the outside and walk to the largest of the waterfalls that cascades down the mountain. You can hike from Saksun to the village of Chuknavik that we visited in the last episode. It looks like a very challenging walk, taking a number of hours to complete, and I'm sure the views would be incredible. You can reach Saksun from the capital Tórshavn in 50 minutes, and the bus does come out to this location at various times of the day. Another incredible serene place to explore during your visit. For the afternoon, we had pre-booked a boat tour off the coast of Streymoy to get a more dramatic perspective of the island. Our starting point was Vestmanna Harbour. The tour can be booked from this website and runs from April to October, lasting 1.5 hours at 398 Danish kroner per adult. Leaving the harbour behind us, we soon pass a salmon farm, from which you can see the maturing salmon jumping from the water. Hugging the coastline, we pass sheep that are brought by farmers to these inaccessible, almost vertical cliffs and fields to graze for the summer, a tradition that was described by the captain as how it's always been done. Leaving the relative protection of the fjord between Streymoy and Vangar, we travel the choppier open waters toward the bird cliffs and grottos. It is at this point in the tour the boat can start to make some close-up and interesting manoeuvres, weather permitting. No words need to explain the next 5 minutes during our extraordinary journey. After the most amazing experience where we caught sight of seals and puffins, none of which I managed to capture on film, we returned to the harbour, crossing over to the coast of Vagar on our route back to pass an abandoned settlement. In the mid-1950s, more than 100 people lived at this settlement on the remotest part of Vagar. They eventually moved away to nearby villages due to no electricity or road connections. There are still a few well-preserved homes in the village, and it's possible to hike to this ghost town, but it does take 4 hours each way. After an incredible day exploring, we headed to a small village close to the airport to spend our last night on the Faroes in this super cute turf-roofed house representing the traditional old Faroese architecture. It was a lovely part of the old town with a local church across the road. We had a magical quiet evening cooking and relaxing as if we were locals. We had big plans for our last half day on the Faroes before flying home, with 2 hikes to tick off. The weather, however, had other plans, and very low clouds, winds and persistent rain meant we couldn't do them as it wasn't safe to be hiking. We wanted to walk to the lake above the ocean, which on a good day should look like this. It's on private land and does come with a charge of about 300 Danish kroner per person. It's apparently a flat walk for about 3 kilometers to reach the waterfall at its end. Quite spectacular. The other walk would have been to Møllefossa. The waterfall plummets 100 meters and is famous for the views from the secluded village on the corner of Vagar. Looking back on our week, we have travelled over, under and through many of the Faroe Islands during our trip, trying to maximise what we were able to see and follow a route that kept our costs down for the toll tunnels. It's been a breathtaking experience with hands down the best hikes we've ever done, along with experiencing some of the culture, serenity and stunning natural beauty of these islands. We certainly will never forget this trip, and I doubt it will be our last visit, as there are still a lot more we want to see, in particular the remote island of Mykonos, with the largest puffin colony in the archipelago. Another incredible boat ride to look forward to in the future. We hope this series has opened your eyes to this incredible set of islands in the remote, wild North Atlantic. It certainly has been a wonderful adventure for us to share with you. Thanks for watching the Memory Seekers, and we'll see you again on the next one.